Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. Okay, so there is something that I've been trying to get across for quite a while. I think those of you that have been with my channel for the last 2.5, 3 months, I think you understand where I'm coming from. Those of you who are newer, it probably went right over your head. It's an either or, right or wrong world. Or is it? Do we actually live in the either or, right or wrong world? No, we don't. We literally live in the and both, plus and more world. We live in the three-dimensional world. The world is not two-dimensional. Either or is two-dimensional thinking. That is narcissistic thinking. That is what's causing the tug of war of life. But we don't physically live in that dimension. We physically, neurologically live in the third dimension. That's the and both, plus and more. That is the higher level. The problem is a huge portion of society on the planet does not function from that part of their brain. They're still functioning from the two-dimensional part of their brain. That's the logical brain and the reptilian brain. So what I'm asking of you is going to be a challenge for most people on the planet, okay? I'm hoping that some of you, hopefully more than 15-20% of you on this channel, have the ability to access your third dimensional mind, okay? That's your right brain. That is the brain that's open. It's the open brain. The logical left brain is the two-dimensional in the box, literally the closed brain. It's the closed box. We are asking you to open up. Otherwise, you cannot even fathom what I'm saying. Jesus Christ, Buddha, Muhammad, Gandhi, Mother Teresa, all of these great teachers have been trying to teach us something, and it has literally gone over our heads. Literally. Raise your consciousness. Raise your awareness. Go to a higher level and you will understand all things. I'm talking about the tug of war of life, which is the two-dimensional either or logical processor. The left brain is the either or, right or wrong processor. It's when a man who makes $100,000 a year goes into the ice cream store with his wife and he says, I would like a vanilla scoop on a sugar cone, please, thank you. And his wife says, you know, I would like to get a sugar cone with a scoop of vanilla, a scoop of orange sherbet, and a scoop of raspberry grape. And on top of that, I would like some chocolate drizzle with some sparkles on top and put a marshmallow at the top of that. And the husband says, you can't do that. And she goes, why? Well, it's either or. It's either this or it's that. You can't get all three flavors because all is right brain, three-dimensional thinking. And he is coming from the either or logical left brain, the limited mind. It's in a box. When you're in that mind, you truly believe it's either A or it's B, and there's no other possibilities. Now, for those of you who have gone to college, you've heard this phrase, haven't you? In fact, for those of you who went past Algebra 1 and math, you've heard this. It's A or it's B. We hear it in science class. We hear it when we're talking about looking under the microscope. It's either A or it's B. There's no other possibility because possibilities is a right brain process. Either or thinking is two-dimensional. Either or, one or two. Either this or it's that. And there's the argument. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what the war is about in Israel. It's not about 1948. It is not about what happened back in the King David, King Solomon days. That is not what this is about, but you think it is. Do you know why? Because you're on the two-dimensional level thinking, I must find evidence to prove that I'm right, and therefore you're wrong. Either I'm right or you're wrong. And that's why everyone is killing each other on the planet. As long as you keep thinking on that level, everyone's going to keep killing each other. And we are at the end game right now. Nuclear war is at our doorstep, period. And guess what's going to happen? We're going to right brain this. We're all going to die. That's a right brain word, by the way, the word all. The left brain can't even process that word. Okay, so for those of you who still can't see where I'm coming from, let me help you out. Are you ready? Are you ready? Listen closely. Listen closely. Don't think I did. No. Listen to what I'm saying, not what you're thinking, okay? Because otherwise, you're literally not going to hear what I'm saying. It's really simple. All right, it's really simple. Watch this. Here's what I see. I see bombs being launched by the hundreds and thousands from Gaza Strip into Israel, bombing and exploding and killing and destroying. I see people crossing the border, ripping open the fence, grabbing people, grabbing teenage girls, tying them up, beating them, celebrating this in the streets of Gaza by the Palestinians. Here's what else I see. I see the Israelites bombing the living shit out of the Gaza Strip. I see I see entire cities getting smashed and destroyed. I see children bleeding, dying, having body parts blown off of the Palestinian children. See, the difference between you and me, I see and in both, plus and more. Because I'm a right-brain being. I'm on a higher level. I'm not on this, hey man, it's a football game, bro. You're either on my side or you're on their side. Sorry, bro, I'm on everyone's side. Sorry to fucking let you down. I mean, you guys look at this like it's a football game. Now, I don't know how to tell you this. This is going to shock your reality. Okay, here we go. Those lines that they painted in the stadium, on the field, on the grass, they're not fucking real. They are literally painted onto the grass. It's made up. In fact, the entire game, the rules, the stadium, the stands were literally physically made up. They're not real. It's an illusion that we all agree to abide by. Hell, even tic-tac-toe. It's not real. We literally made it up, and we made up the rules. They were made up. It's fake. Are you ready? Watch this. This is an illusion. The word Mediterranean, the word Tel Aviv, the word Jerusalem, the word West Bank. And guess what? This is going to shock you. It's going to... sit down. Please sit down. I don't want you to pass out and break your skull. Those lines in the sand, they're not real. It's an image. It's made up. We made it up. The reason why I picked this as something to talk about with the last 3 videos is because it's something that's happening in real time. I realize some of you, and I don't think it's the people that have been with me for the last 3 or 4 months. I think it's the new people, because you don't understand the difference between 2-dimensional thinking and 3-dimensional thinking, which I'm going to break down again in this video a little bit differently. You can't even hear me. If you're functioning from the left brain, you're not hearing what I'm saying. It's like you're looking at everything like it's a set of rules. It's either or, either I'm right or you're right or wrong thinking, either or, good or bad, he or she, me or you, kill or be killed. Oh, that's right. That's the devil part of the brain that Jesus said, get behind thee, Satan. That's your reptilian brain thinking. Kill or be killed. Either you or me. Either or thinking. By the way, if you haven't caught on, either or is 2-dimensional. It's one or the other option. There's no other possibility. That's it. You're pretty fucked. So you can't go to the freaking ice cream store with your wife, and if she wants to order 3 flavors with drizzle and sprinkles on top, that's gonna flip you. I'm telling you, I have seen this. I've seen husbands flip out. You can't do that. And she's like, why? Well, it's either this or it's that. And she's like, why? I don't know. You just can't do it. And the thing is, and I remember looking at this guy, like, he literally, when she asked him why, she's like, his brain was like, fuck, I don't know. It was just because that is the format, the processor that he's using, and everything that he views is either or. So he literally has a meltdown in the ice cream store in front of all these children and parents and workers and me, and he has no idea how much of a jackass he looks like. But hey, that's your logical thinking for you. Yep. Logical equals either or mentality. It's the 2-dimensional brain. Literally, physically, neurologically, scientifically. Yes, I'm being serious. For those of us who function on the right brain, the and of both, plus and more, you can be happy and I can be happy. You can be rich and I can be rich. we can live together, you, me, he, she, they, and it, and both plus and more. We all get along, but those of you who are stuck on the second fucking dimension have to destroy. Not only do you have to destroy the world, you have to fucking kill people. In my world, nobody has to get kidnapped. No one has to be tied up. Nobody has to be tortured, killed, bombed. None of that. And guess what? You don't have to be tied up and shoved into the back of a pickup truck, have your arms and legs broken, and then have the crowd of people punch you and beat you with 2x4s. Yeah, you don't have to have... That doesn't have to happen in my world. But hey, let's hold on to the two-dimensional either or, right or wrong. I'm right and you're wrong thinking. Because that's done a whole lot of good for the world. Oh, it's really... Oh, yeah, it's great. Killing, beheadings, torture. And I'm not talking about just this conflict. I'm talking about over the goddamn centuries and thousands of years. So here we are. Israel's at war once again. Now Iran's getting involved. Egypt, and not Egypt, but Lebanon and Hezbollah. And now Syria is bombing Israel. And oh, this is just great. Yeah. You know what? Let me tell you something. Okay, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to challenge you. If your religion, let me clarify. The left brain, by the way, it processes through rules. Listen closely. Write this down. It processes through rules, structure, organization. It has a very good purpose, but we were never meant to get stuck in the left brain. That's what the book of Genesis, Adam and Eve, and the fruit is all about. You were not supposed to get stuck in the logical left brain tree of knowledge. The left brain is the tree of knowledge. And that, my friends, is what is wrong with the world. A lot of people refuse to open up to the right brain because but, and there's that word but. The word but is a left brain word. The left brain is the negation brain. The right brain is the plus brain. It's the addition brain. You have the minus brain versus the plus brain. It's either or versus and both plus and more. By the way, go back to your pre-algebra or algebra 1 book and look at the first chapter. The word and literally means the plus sign. The word times literally means to multiply. These are additional words. These are right brain words. So the left brain is about rules, structure, and organization. It's also really good with math, business, and science, okay? But we're talking about human lives. When you start looking at people as numbers, as mathematical negation quantifiers, you begin to kill people, literally. Did I not mention the left brain is the scientific brain? Oh, that's right, I did. It's all about integers and all that shit. Oh wait, the right brain is the human brain. So when a woman walks up to a man and says, I want to get to know who you are on the inside, it's about your emotions, feelings, not about your math, your science, your license plate number, and how tall you are, and how much you weigh, and how old you are. No, we're talking about humans, we're talking about children, about their emotions and their feelings and their heart, and I know it's going to shock you, and about their life. The left brain is about rules. Listen closely. Rules. Write the word rules down. Rules, structure, and organization. And guess what? What brain do you think that religion is? Left or right? Yep, religion is a logical process. It's about rules. Right or wrong, either or, guilt and shame, pain and suffering. Religion is right brain, rules, either or thinking. It's about either or, right or wrong. Religion is about two-dimensional thinking, either or thinking. It's about rules, either or, right or wrong. Here's the rule: if you break it, therefore you're wrong. I'm right and therefore you're wrong. Let me tell you something right now. If your religions, plural, religions across the world are so goddamn awesome, why the fuck are we still at war? Why do we keep killing children? Now answer the question, because this argument has literally been going on all the way back since King frickin' David. Your religions are wrong by default because they are two-dimensional and they are either or thinking, and they are based on punishment, guilt, shame, and hurting people. Admit it. Your religion literally states, and I don't care what we're talking about, Muslim, Christian, I don't care what religion is. If they think differently than you, if they are not like you, they should be killed. They should be wiped off the face of the planet. That's a fact. In fact, I've been to a lot of churches. I've heard this in all of them. I am going to prove to you, beyond a shadow of doubt, that Jesus was talking about 3-dimension. I will prove this to you by the end of this video. You watch. The woman at the well says, our ancestors used to worship at this mountain, but you Jews restricted us and said we could only worship at the temple in Jerusalem. And Jesus said that's because the temple is there. And she says, yeah, exactly where we're not allowed to go. So here's the problem with those of you, and again, it's not 90% of you I'm not talking to, it's some of you, who listen to me. You're listening to what I'm saying through either or thinking. Therefore, you can't hear what I'm saying because I'm saying both. Yeah, you're damn right. I'm saying that Jewish people were fucking wrong for saying, oh, you can't worship on the mountain. The only place is in Jerusalem because the temple is there. And oh, by the way, you're Palestinian? Yeah, guess what? You're not fucking allowed. Peace. And guess what? Jesus is literally saying the same thing. He's saying, I'm breaking those rules. He goes, it's from the heart. You can pray anywhere on the planet as long as you pray from your heart. There is no limitation. There is no two-dimensional, logical, in-the-box, left brain thinking either or. It's either on the mountain or it's in the temple. Well, since the temple's in Jerusalem, then you can't worship on the mountain. What a load of shit. Okay, I'm just going to say it. What a bunch of dumbasses. If you're still thinking on the second dimension, you are so outdated. This whole either or mentality is what's killing the world. Man, that is such, not only limited, but we're talking caveman thinking. You are literally thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. Your way of thinking is archaic. The fact of the matter is, you guys can't even get along with your own kind, your own race, your own religion. You guys have the same dissension. You have the same arguments, the same disagreements within your own organizations, within your own race, within your own countries, within your own religions. And that is a fact. And if you want to deny that, just go look in the mirror and just have a nice conversation with yourself. And do you know why? Because you think in terms of either or. So every time you interact with someone else, even someone sitting in the pew next to you who believes the same God, the same Christ, the same religion, the same Bibles, the same books, the same rules, you will disagree with them because that's the way you're thinking. Either or, right or wrong. If they're right, that means I'm wrong. Fuck that. I must somehow find a way, manipulate, trick, or beat around the bush, do something to make you look like you're wrong, and therefore I can finally be right. How about this? In my religion, at the Church of Awesome, I know this is going to shock you, man. Guess what? We, that's a right brain word. We, not you or me, either or. We, oh God, that's amazing. It's in a powerful word. We can both be right. Ta-da! And the heavens and the angels have opened and are coming down, and they are singing in harmony. Do you know why I'm being obnoxious? Because it's unbelievably simple. It really, really, really is. The either or thinking forces you to look at anyone else outside of your body as the enemy. They're not your enemy. I'm not your enemy. The people across that imaginary line that you drew in the sand or on the football field, they're not your enemy. That is an illusion. It's not fucking real. Here's what you've done with your brain. You've literally drawn, okay, I'm looking forward. You've literally taken a line in the middle, say in front of your forehead and your nose. You drew a line from top to bottom all the way down. And you go, okay, are they on my side over here on the left, or are they on the other side on the right? If they're on the right, they're not one of me, and therefore automatically they are the enemy. Get a pen and get a paper, something to write with. I'm going to teach you something that will that will put your brain, your mind, and your entire electrical nervous system into a positive state that feels good. It is really, really simple. Ready? It adds clarity. It helps you to be calm. It helps you to see things in a much clearer way. It helps your brain to become clear, to become grounded, to be calmed down. Ready? Here we go. Write these words down. And then put the symbol for and. I think it's called the ampersand. So the word and, A-N-D, the symbol for and then both. So and both, plus and more, yes, yes, yes. That is my mantra. Anytime I get around someone negative, I get caught up in my head. You know how you spin and spin? Go for a walk, do deep breathing, or sit down and breathe in deep in your nose, out your mouth, and then say, and in both, plus and more, yes, yes, yes. And in both, plus and more, yes, yes, yes. And in both, plus and more, yes, yes, yes. And in both, plus and more, yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm going to give you something that will drive a narcissist insane. And that's what this whole video is about. Not about driving them insane, but look, two-dimensional thinking is narcissistic thinking. Period. So here's what you do. You say, and you can write these down too. You could say, you know, we can, you and me, us both. All of those words are right brain words and phrases. We, you, and me. Oh yeah, here's another one. Together, and then put both. All right? We, you and me, together, we both can. Oh, think about it. The left brain is about can't. In fact, you'll hear those people say that word can't or derivatives of negation such as don't, can't, won't, shan't. And here's the deal. When you come along and instead of saying it's either you or me, kill or be killed, either you get the food or I get the food and I must kill you in order to be the winner, either I'm right or you're right, and if you're right, I must prove you're wrong, so then therefore I could be right. See, that's the way they think. If you come along and say, well, you know, we together both can, that is going to flip them out on so many different levels. It's not even funny. Here's what's worse. Just keep saying it over and over and over. And here's what happens. It puts you in a very positive state. And it flips them out at the same time. This is my narcissist detector. I just start using those words a lot. And even if they hear this video and they try to go along with it, you can see the beads of sweat just beating up in their upper lip and right up on their forehead. They start to drip down the side of their forehead, their side of their face. It's like, dude, even if they try to fight it, they can't. So here's what's going to happen. They're going to have a complete meltdown. So when you start saying things like, well, we, together, equals, use any addition, like the word equals, the word is, because the word is mathematically literally means the word equals. You should really go back to your Algebra 1 first chapter book. It'll show and, multiplication word, plus, both, all those words, the word is. When you start saying we can, you and me together, you start using those words, they literally start going, no, I'm melting. They will literally start getting angry. They'll say no, they'll literally say no, can't, won't, shan't. I'm melting. Like the Wicked Witch, because they spilt water on her and she lost her shit. All right, you guys know what time it is? It's Jesus time. All right, I'm going to prove it to you. So this is the definition, literally, symbolically, for length and width. So you've got length, you go forward or whatever, and you go left or right, or you can cross over. So now we've got length and width. This is how the left brain, the logical processor, processes. It's like looking under a microscope under that little flat, those two pieces of glass, you put them together, and you put a drop of bacteria, whatever, in between, you squish it together. It's this literally, listen to the word, write this word down, flat thing that you're looking at it through the microscope. The microscope is not the world. It literally blocks out 99.996% of the world. It is not real. It is a portion, a small portion of the world, a super, super small. So here's how we talk. We talk about the West Bank. We talk about the North, the Wicked Witch of the East, the Wicked Witch of the West. We talk about the North, the Good Witch of the North and the South. Everything that we learn and hear about is two-dimensional. The map is two-dimensional. This is not reality. And this causes people to think in terms of either or, right or wrong. It's literally like this. This would be east and west, okay? We could turn them and make them north and south. It doesn't matter. But the point is, you take one side, they take the other side, and this is the argument. And this is what narcissists do to you. They constantly pull... Listen, okay, how many of you on this page in the last 4 months have literally commented and stated they will argue with you and pull you down to their level? Yes, the second dimension, that level. They are literally pulling you down. Now, I know you didn't mean it that specifically and we're not that conscious, but yeah, you're right. They are pulling you down into their argument. Oh, the Palestinians are the good ones. No, the Israelis, they're the good ones. And that's all it is. It's all fodder. It's all bullshit. They're both wrong. They're both killing each other. Children are getting killed. People are getting killed. And it is wrong. Why? Because they refuse to let go of this two-dimensional thinking. And this is what causes the tug of war to killing each other. So the third dimension was when you have length and width. And now you have height. Ta-da! Welcome to the world of the 3 dimensions. Incredible. Oh God. Here's the funny thing. You've seen this stuff, but here's the thing. You're looking at a flat image on a 2-dimensional form, which is the flat. That's trying to describe something that's not flat. And that's the problem. That's why your brain has a hard time understanding. So by the way, in order to open up to the higher dimensions, the spiritual dimensions, the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, etc. dimensions, you first have to get to the 3rd dimension. This is the open doorway to spirit. This is where you open up to the higher dimensions. If you stay stuck in the 2 dimensions, you're going to be a religious person. And here's the deal. You're actually going to hate spiritual people. Well, guess what? Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Buddha, they were spiritual beings. I just had a conversation with 2 guys a couple days ago, and they said they were Christians. And when I said, "Oh yeah, I'm a spiritual person," it pissed them off. It really pissed them off. I'm like, "Oh, so you don't believe in Jesus?" They're like, "Yeah, sure we do." I'm like, "No, because Jesus was a spiritual being." And they kind of looked at me, and they kind of looked at each other like, "Oh yeah, huh?" I go, "Yeah, he literally did spiritual stuff." They're like, "Huh." Oh, okay. I go, "So you guys don't actually believe in Jesus, do you?" And they're like, No, we do. Oh, no. I didn't say do you believe in the word Jesus, but you don't actually believe in Jesus and what he taught. All right, we're getting to Jesus real quick here. So one day I was walking down this trail, really long trail on the bay. It's literally right on the bay on the water. And there's this lady. She's retired. She's has her doctorate degree in science. I forget what kind of science. And she was a professor for a long time. And we're walking along, and there was a tree. And I said, "Hey, do you want to learn what sap is?" She goes, "Oh no, I know what sap is. I've read it in a book." I go, "Oh, you read it in the book?" I go, "Well, have you ever tasted it?" She goes, "Well, no, of course not." I go, "Well, do you know what it feels like?" She goes, "Well, the book says, it's sticky in nature, and it's this and it's that." I'm like, "Wait, you've never touched sap?" She goes, "No, of course not. Why would I do that?" I go, "Oh." I go, "Well, do you want to know how I learned about sap?" She goes, "Yeah, sure." I go, "Well, what I did one day is I walked across the dirt. And by the way, I'm actually physically doing this while she's on the cement trail. And I walk over to the tree, and I touched the tree, and it was sticky. And I go, "Oh, look, it stuck to my hand." And she goes, "Yeah, I can see that." Which, by the way, was her first scientific experience in her entire life. Now, when I say experience, I mean 5 senses. So she saw it from about 15 feet away. Because that's see, hear, feel, smell, and taste. That's one of your 5 senses. That was her first actual scientific experience on the planet. Oh yeah, no, she's read a lot of books about science, but she's never experienced science. So then I smelled it, and then I tasted it, and then I rubbed my hands together, and then I started to describe it to her, and she goes, "Oh, you're one of those, you went and got your doctorate degree in applied physics, didn't you?" And I just looked at her and I rolled my eyes. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I said, no, when I was 3 years old, I saw a tree. I walk over tree. I touch tree. I taste sticky sap on my tongue, on my hand. I feel, I taste, I smell. That's how I know it's fit. That's how I know it's sap. That's how I know it's a tree. You would not believe how many people on the planet have just learned things from books. They have never actually learned it from real life experience because they're stuck in their two-dimensional brain. Even when they're standing there next to a tree, it's like they can't see it because they're in their two-dimensional brain. But that's death. 2 dimensions is literally not being alive. The 3-dimensional world literally is physical life. This is life. It's the same thing with this woman at the well is trying to say. It's like, you Jews have forbidden us. Forbidden them to pray. Forbidden them to connect to God. Because that's a 3-dimensional experience. It's a physical flesh, 5 senses experience. It's not a 2-dimensional walk into the church and pay your dues and kneel with and sit with everyone else and agree with the same rules. We all agree. We're all the same. Yep, we're all the same. Well, guess what? We're not all the same, and that's okay. I love it when people come on my channel and they're Muslim. I think that's the greatest thing in the world. I love it when people come on my channel, they're Buddhist. I think that's the greatest thing in the world. But I love it when you're a spiritual being. I love it when you understand the truths of spirituality. Now, but my religion says, and those people are bad. They're shameful. They're wrong. Now, what did Jesus do with this woman? He took all that condemnation off from her tribe, from the city that she lived in, off of her, from the people that condemned her, from the people that condemned her, not God, not Jesus. Jesus never condemned her. God never condemned her. Did Jesus not say, for not even I sit in the seat of judgment? For that is for the seat of God only. And God doesn't judge you. Guess who judges you? Yep. 2-dimensional, narcissistic, either-or dimensional beings. Humans, people. Did she walk away because he condemned her? Because he beat her down mentally and emotionally, said, you're wrong, either-or wrong? No, he didn't. She ran away, jumping up, dancing, full of joy, full of emotional freedom, happiness, and joy. So, for those of you who think Jesus condemns people, he literally says, I do not sit in the seat of judgment. He does not condemn you. Oh, but you got to be punished. As Jesus says, get behind thee, Satan. Stop thinking in that satanic, 2-dimensional, low reptilian, kill or be killed brain. Stop that. This life is a gift. The only difference between me and other people, I opened up to it. I received my gift. I literally took the gift from God. I was grateful, I opened it up, and I received my gift. The gift of life. Literally, it is the gift of life. The 3 dimensions. And somebody a long time ago was trying to explain we are on the 3rd dimension. This life that God created for us was literally a gift. And this is the life. You were never condemned. You were never judged. You were just given a 3-dimensional life. The trees stand up. The mountains stand up. We've always been in the 3rd dimension, but other men, other 2-dimensional narcissists have kept you in your 2-dimensional brain. God literally said to me, life is a gift to enjoy. Do you think these upright crosses, take a look at them. Are they flat on the ground, like a 2-dimensional either or, left or right, height, length and width? No. It is length, width, and height. That's why they're standing up. The cross stands up. It's the symbol of the 3rd dimension, which is what you live in already. God said he made man upright and gave him dominion over the earth, the fowls, the fish, the sea, blah, blah, blah. We are upright beings. The planet is an upright being. The trees stand, the mountains stand up. The minute mankind stands up upright, we will all begin to get along. Because the other way is the tug of war. We're trying to control each other by these fake made-up rules and lines in the sand, which are all man-made bullshit. For I offer you life. I give you life. For those of you who are in the 2 dimensions, you're already dead. You have never experienced life. The minute people let go of the tug of war of life is the minute that mankind is going to expand at a massive rate. Healing people will be literally like that overnight, if not within seconds. People will get along. We will build structures. We will build cleaner water. We will get along. People will be happy, loving, joyful. And this is going to shock you. I know this is going to shock you. But we're going to be allowed to experience pure pleasure and joy without the guilt trip. Wars will end. Wars will be no more. You will be able to travel freely to any part of the planet that you choose to. Period. End of sentence. People will be kind to one another. You'll get along with one another. People will be loving and supportive. And all you have to do is stand up. That's it. Be upright. Do you guys remember that movie from, I believe it was the 80s? It was called War Games. This is Matthew Broderick. It's a pretty famous actor. So right now they're looking at this doomsday computer that was designed to launch nuclear warheads at the planet if a certain thing happened. Well, the countdown's begun, and they're trying to stop it. So right now they're trying to get the computer to learn, like, hey, you don't understand, like, there is no winner in this game. But the computer thinks in terms of either or. Either you win or you lose. So it's thinking, I must launch first in order to win. But they're trying to get it to understand by playing tic-tac-toe, okay? So it keeps playing this game over and over, faster and faster and faster and faster, and it finds out, like, nobody wins. You can't win this game. And that was the whole point. They're trying to get the computer to learn that there is no winner in this 2-dimensional war. This nuclear war that they're about to start. So once it figures out you can't win at tic-tac-toe, it then begins to apply it to a nuclear war. And it plays a game with itself on this war here. And it says U.S. first strike. So it begins to play the war when the USA starts the attack first. And then they fight back, and these people launch, and those people launch, and it says there is no winner, we'll all die. And then it does it again. Now it has Pakistan start and launch, and then India, then Russia, then Japan, then China, then all these people. No matter what it does, it ends up with winner, none, winner, none, winner, none, winner, none. And this is the experience of dealing with a narcissist. Winner, none, winner, none, winner, none. Narcissists are playing a sum-zero game where no one can win. They can't win. No matter who starts the fight, there's never a winner. Everyone loses, and that's the thing about narcissists' entire life. They always lose. They always lose. They always lose, and they can't stop and go, maybe there's a better way. But they don't think that way. We as the humans, the right-brained beings, we have got to take charge of the planet. We have to take over. We've got to push these 2-dimensional beings out of office. Period. End of sentence. We need to lead the road because it's the only way to humans getting along and living and enjoying life again. This is what the computer says after it plays this war game with nuclear war all by itself on the computer. It says, "Greeting, Professor Falcon. Hello. A strange game. The only winning move is not to play." Now, doesn't that sound like dealing with a narcissist? Even the second part, how about a nice game of chess? In other words, let's go play with some people that are fun to play with. So I'm going to say this again. You cannot solve a problem on the level of the problem. It is impossible. And that's what religion has been trying to do for literally thousands and thousands of years. And that is why it's not working. We have got to step up to a spiritual level of being. And literally, like the song in our church used to say, be like Jesus, like Jesus. We have to become upright, and then we will solve our problems. And remember, nobody has to be wrong. If you think that, you are still stuck on the second dimension. And this is what I do personal trainings for. And I wanted to set up workshops and trainings. So I'm going to say this right now. If you think you can help me set up workshops and trainings where people can come 10, 20, 50, 100 people, and I can teach them these different techniques to open up to the higher level, please call me, let me know. And I don't mean someone who thinks maybe, sort of, kind of, I hope so. No, if you can, if you know how to do it, contact me. All right, so we are being pushed, we're being forced to a higher level of awareness, a higher level of consciousness. This is our do or die as a people, as a world, period. And yes, the higher beings, call them the aliens, whatever, they are watching us. I am telling you, it is time to wake the fuck up. We are literally on the verge of nuclear war. It's knocking. It's not only on our doorstep, it's knocking at our door. It's time to wake up and stop bullshitting. The first thing you got to start doing is deep breathing techniques, and you've got to start meditating for 30 minutes to an hour, at least 5 days a week or more. Just saying that you're spiritual does not mean that you're spiritual. Being spiritual is being. I'm talking 5 dimensions, not you took a good course on spirituality or you read a Bible with flat 2-dimensional paper. We are being forced to go to the next level. It's do or die, and that's a good thing. And believe it or not, but people are literally being sacrificed, killed, murdered, raped, beaten, and tortured until we do that. Life is a gift that was meant to be enjoyed. That is something that God had said to me. Life is a gift that was meant to be enjoyed. See, hear, feel, smell, and taste. Happiness, joy, pleasure, fun, reward, success, wealth, abundance, prosperity, everything that God had said in the Old Testament. It is all good. God bless you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Hey, this is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. If you've enjoyed this video, if this video has been enlightening, please click the subscribe button, click the like button, make a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless you. And remember, you can leave a donation. There is a PayPal link right below this video in the description box. Go ahead and leave a donation, 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks, whatever you want. Again, I'll see you guys next video. God bless you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video woke you up and enlightened you on what's really going on.